Yeah, the only one that's missing is Kieran Dow, who's still got this slight problem with his knee, but it's not a big problem. This game was just too soon for him.
In terms of what this match means to yourself as a manager, has only just been in the job a matter of months, what would it mean to take your team into the Champions League if you can get a result tomorrow night?
Yeah, obviously it would be huge. It would be huge for the club and the fans first and foremost, and this group of players that are desperate to play in that competition again. Naturally, for me and the staff, we're obviously, that's the aim, and the aim coming into pre-season, we have a huge test in front of us to see that be a reality.
There's been a lot of commentary from the Dutch side. Some of the pundits over here seem to be writing your team off. How do you react to that? What sort of message do you take from that and send to your players?
No, it's fine. Listen, we expect it. The other team needs to be confident. They're in their home stadium, and the first game was a draw. We don't read too much into that. We know that we have to perform, I feel, better than we performed last week if we want to go through. This team is due a big performance, so it's there. The opportunity for us is clear.
Josh?
Michael, how do you strike the balance between going for this game and attacking the spaces and recognising how strong PSV might be in the early stages and trying to keep the game tight for a while? How do you strike that balance with your team selection tomorrow?
Well, the team selection won't be too far from last week. There won't be too many surprises, but across our squad, we do have a variety of options in the final third. We need to be better with the ball this week. I think we created chances regardless last week from the small amount of possession that we have compared to normal. But no, going away in Europe, you know you're going to need to be strong defensively first, and then you have to take your opportunities when they come. I believe that this is a game where both teams will have opportunities, and it's the team that's the most decisive that will go through.
PSV have been trying to kind of play down the significance of last year's tie, but I just wonder if you were to score first or take the lead at any point, do you think that might unnerve them?
I think their crowd will be behind them just like ours was at Ibrox. Now, that can do one or two things. I felt last week at times we were a little bit emotional in the game, so it can unnerve you as much as it can be a big help. I think the coaches have changed for both teams, and there wasn't many players last week who were playing that was involved in those games, but I'm sure everybody is aware of what happened, and the motivation for this game is equal as last year. I don't see it being any bigger on both sides. I think there's been a lot read into that, but the group of players that are going out there, the prize of getting to the Champions League is enough.
You seem very calm just now. Are you able to be clear-headed about the tie, or is it exciting as well for you?
No, it's a hugely exciting week if you're a Rangers player and you're a Rangers follower, and I'm no different as the coach. You know, the two games we've got coming up now in the next 4 or 5 days is what it's all about, playing for this club. If you can't enjoy it and you can't, seize the opportunity that's in front of you, then you probably don't deserve to be at our club. This is a huge moment. It's important that we give this game everything. It's a final, if you like, in that sense.
Robert?
Michael, the team last year got a bit of a kind of hostile welcome when the buses arrived, a bit of a delay for the team. Gio was really unhappy about it. Have you been given assurances by PSV or UEFA that won't happen again?
There's been talks in the background about that. There was a problem with one of the buses, but listen, we think that was just on that night, so we don't envisage any issues. PSV have been playing in Europe for many a year. It's a high-quality club, so we trust on their organisation for sure.
I was going to say as well, do you think there's more pressure on PSV, given they're kind of home in the second leg? Is there more pressure on them?
Well, they have a home game to win to go in the Champions League group stage, so they'll be supremely confident of that, I'm sure. We have to be the thorn in the side.
Mark?
Michael, how valuable has the last week been in terms of obviously a good weekend performance and getting the squad gelled that bit better? Do you feel you're in a stronger position now than you were even just last week for the first leg?
Yeah, well, obviously with about 14 or 15 players moving on this summer and 9 new players coming in, the more games you play, you think your team will get stronger. And so it was a good victory at the weekend. It was a clean sheet. It was a step in the right direction in the league, and I was pleased with that. And sat here now without no injuries and everyone in a good place mentally, I think it was the right thing that we played. I think it's to our advantage that we played at the weekend.